Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong, rowboat leaving in the distance. Was there a rowboat?
Oh, was there a rowboat? I don't remember a rowboat.
I might
There
have
was,
lied.
there was a rowboat.
There was. Okay. Nope. You actually got a detail I missed. Nice.
Yeah, so as your clinging a rowboat was going away from you as you clung to this piece of wood, float sim, if you will. And you were rescued by something that came out of the music box, and you awoke in a bed with wet clothes drying nearby in a tavern. Kobold was also in that tavern, kobold by the name of Kabi. Uh, Basil was described as a well dressed human with well groomed hair. We'll assume it was well groomed after you got dried up, but also within framed glasses. To discuss being on the ship together, neither are sure where they are. Kobold Kobe did immediately realize that there was something missing from his bag, and he immediately accused Basil of stealing it. And Basil disclosed that he's a human servant to a man by the name of Aetherwolf. No, Dragonborn by the name of Aetherwolf. They soon met a dwarvish woman by the name of Betty Barrelhead. She said that the two washed up on shore about an hour previously. She said that she did not take Hobby's gym either. No other survivors were seen other than those two. Basil asked if a dragonborn was seen. Betty said she saw footprints where they were found, but no bodies, which we'll later find out that someone might have been taking shit off of people's bodies. More on that later. Basil says he needs to find his dragonborn master, Aetherwolf. Holo and I already have forgotten the full name. It's Thalrin.
Dalaran, yeah.
Thalrin. Um, Holo and Thalrin are coming off of a different ship entering the town of Pinebrush. They notice a veiled figure near a merchant cart. We speak to that individual. We find out later that his name is Etty. When Holo asked about rumors of different supernatural beings or nature beings in the area, he did say that there's a white elk roaming in the forest nearby. Holo also purchased a horse brush for 8 silver, which she did not seem pleased, but gotta do what you gotta do. We later see a set of harpies attacking a cloaked figure and a woman with a glowing sword. And for various reasons, the group jumps in. Not all entirely altruistic reasons, but they jumped in to help nonetheless. Um, After the fight, they confirm that um, this figure, Eric, is it Arik for the spelling? The robed figure. Jeff, how do you spell Eric?
I believe that is correct.
Cool. Yep, they talk to them and I'll let someone else take over. I've exhausted my notes. Or rather, I have more notes, but I don't want to hog it.
To
Someone else continue.
clarify, you said Arik for his name, Eric, Aruk, Eric.
Yes, Arik.
Okay.
Anyone else want to take over?
Sure.
Um,
We
yeah,
left
go ahead.
off at pretty much meeting Eric and Amelia, and then I guess we went to the Whistling Griffin, which I think was the tavern that Betty owned. um, I think Kabi ended up splitting off before we headed there and went to meet with Eddie. Learned a bit about Etty themselves, that they are a black-scaled kobold. What else? It wore like this big white veil and a big red eye on the hood in the front. I think Eddie told Cobby that there were some bandits rummaging through all our pockets, as you mentioned before, Ian. And they probably took the ruby or whatever it was that he lost. Mentioned someone named Callum. Said that if Cobby went and stole a book or ledger from someone named Callum, that Eddie would try to get this ruby back for Cobby. Also mentioned that there is was a dragonborn seen in the area, which Cobby brought back to the rest of the group. We were all back in the tavern, talking to Betty. Thalrin told us a bit about how he left his home after it was attacked, looking for power and knowledge. Cobby showed back up and told Basil about the dragonborn that merchant saw, and he quickly just rushed out of the tavern, didn't really say anything to anybody, and was just like, "Oh, dragonborn, gotta go." Let's see. Amelia said something about she took the job back in Woodhurst, which is, I guess, the job that they offered to us to, escort them to the next town and then possibly all the way to the City of Brilliance. I don't remember the specific details of like the end destination.
I believe he just said that you guys were going to the Soul Sea.
Okay. So yeah, and then we jumped back to Basil for a minute, and he was talking to Eddie as well. Learned that there was a female dragonborn that met with an orc, and they were arguing a bit. And they were last seen heading off to the north toward the Soul Sea. And that was when Basil had another flashback to a discussion on the ship with Master Aethelwolf. Talked about how important it is to deliver this parcel, and made him promise to continue if something went wrong or something happened to the master. And also told him not to trust anybody except Astrid. Whoever, Astrid might be to everybody else. And then, pretty much remembered the ship exploding, got pulled back to the present, and he went and met back up with the group. Kind of told everybody that apparently we were being watched. And then he and Cobby kind of got into it a little bit, both coming from very, different walks of life in Ubea or Scale Isle. And then had a dream sequence with Basil as we all went to take a long rest, where he kind of found himself in this dream in a marble chamber. Finally met this genie of his face to face. Turns out his name is Midmar the Magnificent. Spoke of Aethelwolf and also said not to trust the quote unquote master, specifically referring to the one who kind of sent us on this journey. Not that Basil knows anything about that. And that the music box he carries contains something very, very powerful and terrifying. And apparently the genie is more of a protection or security against it and not contained within the vessel itself. And that's about where my notes ended.
As far as the overall thing that we're hired for, Eric said that we were hired to at least get through Moorbury, but to eventually go to the Sea of Souls. And Eric did confirm that the City of Brilliance is within the Sea of Souls. I think there was some back and forth as far as Basil, not sure if he wants to take a long term job, but Eric did ask that, or Eric did say that he would at least hire Basil through Moorbury and beyond if he decides to stay on. I think there was roughly some kind of discussion on that point, but I think it's all landed on all of us guarding him through Moorbury, through Sea of Souls, and then Basil has some curiosity about whatever the City of Brilliance is. For what reason, we know not. Probably Aether Wolf related.
That would be pretty safe to assume.
All right. And hmm, that's a matter. You guys have you're currently resting in the tavern. If I remember correctly, or am I remembering that wrong?
I think we might have started.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I think we had some dwarvish flirtations. I think Holo and Amelia got their own room. So I think we are on the cusp of a long rest or just about to start one.
All right, sounds good. So if there's anything you guys want to do before we start the long rest, then speak now.
if I remember correctly, I think my character ended up getting drunk from flirting with uh, Betty, so I think I'm good.
And she turned you down.
Yeah, thanks for rubbing it in.
I would want like a very brief conversation with Amelia.
Yeah, go for it. You can start with that.
So painting the scene, it's in the evening. We're starting to bed down, and we'll say there's a lantern in our room that's keeping light. Holo would be brushing her tail with a frown, but getting all the kinks out of her tail. Amelia, dear, I noticed that you had a glowing sword. And if we're to be traveling together, I would be curious, what you are capable of. Um, Magic sword stuff is about all I could gather, and that plate mail looks rather expensive.
Oh, does it look too expensive? Hmm. Are I guess adventurers shouldn't be lugging around super expensive things, right? They can get stolen. Should I get rid of it? What do you think?
No, no, I would say keep it. It is expensive because it is formidable, and it's not as if you're wielding about jewelry or anything um, silly like that. So keep it. But yes, it seems like you could turn many a dagger and sword away with such an armor. Where did you get it?
Well, it's actually from my father. Once he heard of me leaving town, he made sure I had this made and I was well protected. You know how it goes.
As he should, a responsible father indeed. But yeah, your sword, it glowed. What was that about? And Holo does kind of lay down on her stomach with hands propping up her chin, looking attentive as she asks the question.
Oh, I'm actually oath bound to the god Kalal. So the magic is their divine radiance flowing through me.
Clotl, you say? Interesting. Oh, I've heard oaths giving power. That's interesting. Not something I've experienced myself. Not exactly, at least. So your oath makes you do magic sword stuff.
In a manner of speaking. I more so just work as an extension of Kalal's justice.
And what is his justice?
Bring bringing evildoers to justice. Uphold the law and make sure the citizens follow it.
It's a bit vague, don't you think? Any law?
Well, of course, it's typically to just strike down injustice when I see it. I am aware there are some corrupt laws made by corrupt people.
Oh, but I wonder how you tell the difference then.
Ooh, that's it's always the tough part, but it's important to do an investigation, my father says. That's how he told me to go about it.
Ah, yes, investigations. Very useful. Useful before doling out judgment, one might say. Well, as we go on our journey, I would be happy to have those discussions with you. It sounds awfully fun. I can also turn into a rat if you need me to scout anything out for you.
Oh, rat. Oh, are you well, how could you turn into a rat?
And Amelia sees a whirlwind of sand quickly envelop Holo, and as it disappears, all that's there is a sand fur colored rat. And in Holo's mind, she projects to Amelia like this.
Oh, you could see her jump back slightly because she's a little afraid of rats.
Holo approaches her in rat form.
She backs up a bit. Yeah, you could turn back now. That's a nice trick. Where did you learn that?
Uh, Sand envelops the rat and she reverts back. Oh, just something in a little circle, a druidic circle. I had more of a talent for shape shifting than the others, and well, I practiced and I know many forms now. The wolf form was another one of my forms, and I can transform into this and that, mainly forms that I've seen before.
Oh, that seems quite handy. Wow. Would I be able to learn how to do that?
Eh, Maybe. Takes many years of practice, though.
You'd see her kind of pull out a piece of paper and start jotting something down.
Like, basically, montage conversation of what it's like to be a rat.
I love that.
Cool. And yeah, we'll go from there and then lights out afterwards.
Sounds good. Anyone else have anything they want to do before they tuck her in for the night?
Nope, Basil's good.
How do you spell colloidal?
I had it already typed up. Teehee.
Thank, thank you kindly.
And those of you from the mid-stripe would know that as the god of justice. Just so you know. Thorin and Hollow.
Holo would know that.
Yeah. All right. Well, rise and shine. You guys can feel the beautiful sun countering your face, and you guys can do whatever you need to do to start the day off.
Morning, gentlemen. I hope you slept well.
Well, it was okay, I suppose.
I think Cuddy didn't know what to sleep on. There was this mat in the corner that was very lumpy but soft, but yet the floor was perfectly fine. I slept on the floor. The mat seemed odd. That's where I put my belongings. To keep them cushioned, in case they fell over in the night.
Well, you should try cushioning yourself. I thought the mattresses were good enough. I've slept on better. You should try it, Cobby. You might like it.
But stone is cool and you can stretch out and it gets rid of all the cracks in your back.
Yes, I suppose with a kobold working hard as you have, stretching out your back and cooling your scales might feel nice.
I
Well,
will,
I
like,
think
so I will notice Kabi has he's put on his little trinkets now. So around his neck now hangs the uh necklace, which I can't currently remember its description, and I do not have. I'll pull that up eventually. I do not have it pulled up. Um, he's wearing a like brass bracelet, but he has tied around his left shoulder what looks to be a dinner plate.
Amelia kind of whispers to Hollow, "Isn't that what adventurers aren't supposed to do?"
Correct. Don't do that.
Oh, okay.
Small one. Why? Why do you have a dinner plate attached to your arm?
What is a plate? This is my good luck charm.
Your good luck charm.
Yeah, my good luck charms.
And what makes them so lucky?
Just are. They're my first possessions. And I consider my first possessions lucky because I was lucky to find them.
Oh, he has a
Did
good
you not?
point. See, that oval thing, people put food on it, and when you eat the food, you ingest the fortune. You should try it sometime.
Don't waste your time trying to explain things like cutlery and plates to this one. He's not going to understand.
I, did he just insult me? We
He
eat
did.
uh, the I cutlery. I don't know what that is, but uh, plates and bowls are made of wood. They're easier to clean.
No, no, they are
And this thing
simply
is
cheaper to
nice. Why
make.
would you put food on something nice like this? And for description, it is like a copper plate that has been oxidized over time, so it is now like a faded green. This is a treasure. It should not be eaten off of.
Well,
Well,
that one certainly not.
I don't think you've been around rich folk enough, my little kobold.
No, not many rich folk down in the cave where we toiled away for years upon years. He's gonna shoot Basil just a glare.
Yes, yes, here we go again. Of course. Life of a
Well,
kobold, so terrible.
then, it seems, my friend, you're going to have to learn a bit about real treasure if we plan on working together.
Bobby knows what real treasure is. He knows that there's two types of treasure. You got your gold, you got your gems, you got what you hoard deep underground in vast warrens, which kobolds are good at. Then you have, your treasure. Cobby, Cobby's not an idiot.
No?
Think Valorant will just raise a brow and
I was gonna say the same
yeah.
thing. Big smile on Basil's face, his eyebrows kind of raised up, just looking and like, oh yeah?
Whatever you say.
I don't know when you mean our treasure, but I prefer gold and platinum. Liquid. Liquid assets are the best kind of assets. I would not be paid any other way.
Well, a powerful scroll wouldn't go amiss.
Oh, but those are easier to forge. Although maybe I could pay with a scroll like that. I like the way you think, Thal. That's why we get
Yeah,
along so well.
exactly.
I'll tie
Me,
you
So,
treasure.
where is this?
You go ahead. I've spoken too much.
As you all see the almost depressing presence of Eric coming around the corner. Say, "Ah, so you're all here. You're all ready."
I believe so. Will you prepare to set out yourself?
Hmm? Yes, I would. I've been ready for a few hours now. I heard someone was a bit drunk from Betty, so I wanted to give you all an extra hour or two to prepare.
Most gracious, Sir Eric, Master Eric, Eric.
Eric will suffice.
Well, I think we're all prepared. I don't believe anyone has any last minute purchases to make, so suppose we
I
can head out
wouldn't.
whenever you're ready.
I wouldn't mind a quick Trito.
A quick what? Oh,
Trito. Something sweet, savory. Kick off the adventure on a high note. He's gonna definitely be looking up at everybody while saying that.
Eric walks not like slow, but at a slower pace up to Kabi and just stares down at him.
Right. Well, I guess we can skip the Trito this time, boss. I just think it's important, something nice and sweet to start the day. But yeah, no, okay.
He says, "Nonsense. I need to make sure you're all well fed." And like he kind of just, it's almost like his head disappears into his robe, and you can kind of see him jutting around and like behind his bag. And out from the robe comes an apple, green apple to be specific.
Cubby's eyes are gonna alight and just go, ooh.
Anything else?
Nope, right on, boss. I am ready for the day. And he's just gonna be munching into it. His face occasionally just kind of like scrunching up at the. I assume it's a green sour apple.
Yeah, it's a green sour apple.
Yeah, just occasionally like scrunching up at the sourness, but he's very happy.
Well, I suppose we'll not be needing rations if you can just pull food out of your sleeves.
No, no, that's a personal treat of mine. I'm quite fond of apples. If you don't have rations, then we should procure some before we leave, unless any of you are solid hunters.
you know, rations would be important. What about potions? Any healing? Does anybody in this party
Sorry.
have any particular powers with healing?
I can heal in a pinch. I can give you magical healing berries when we're not accosted by enemies. Or in battle, I can flip you a little bit of cure all to make sure you get back up and continue fighting. But
Mm,
a potion will not go amiss. I cannot cast such things when I am in my animalistic forms, you see.
Amelia kind of raises her head a bit. I can provide minor healing here and there as well, and I do have some spare potions if you need.
Oh, Amelia,
Well,
dear, you are ever the sweetheart. How tall is Amelia?
She's like a whopping 6 feet, by the way.
Hollow stands on her tippy toes and pats her on the side of the head. Good girl.
Oh, thank you. Um, and she just kind of gives a regular healing potion to everybody, just one.
Ooh.
Father said when to be adventuring to make sure that when the magic fails, you have a backup.
Well, thank you very much.
smart man, your father seems.
Yes, the wisest of them all. You can see her like stare starts to. She starts to shine with happiness at that comment. He's well loved in Woodhurst.
Woodhurst, that's where you're from.
Yes, yes. I I am Amelia Drake, second daughter of Jonathan Drake, at the Drake estate in Woodhurst.
Ah, so you're a noble.
Uh, yes.
come in handy and hopefully open some doors in the future.
Oh, you think it would be handy? I wasn't sure if being a noble was any use to being an adventurer.
Being a noble is always a use at some point.
Oh. She like pulls out her little notepad and starts scribbling that down.
Though, don't flaunt it unless you are around other nobles, would be my advice.
You see her just whisper to herself, "Don't flaunt it unless around other nobles."
That is terrible advice. You should always hold yourself to the highest standard and esteem, regardless of your company.
Oh, yes, and then when the bandits start targeting you for theft, didn't you say you two were already robbed?
Well, perhaps Kabi here was. Yes, I survived a shipwreck. I suppose I might have been robbed. I don't have much possessions to begin with. But you should speak to those bandits even, with the authority given to you by your status.
I was robbed.
She jots down. You can hear her whisper to herself, "Be wary of bandits." Question mark? I'm glad you just interrupts and goes, "Okay, I think it's all time we gotta move on. It should be about a 2 weeks journey through the woods to Moorbury."
Very good. On our way out, we should grab a few traveling supplies, such as rations and other things of that nature.
I suppose we can hit the trade stalls for a bit. Yes, yes. Let's do that now and quickly.
Lead the way.
Kind of looks at you all and then just starts doing a slow, not like a slow walk, but slightly slower than a normal pace of a walk out the door.
Hello,
He's an odd
feeling a
one, our
little.
boss.
Say that again, Zach.
He's an odd one, our boss.
Are you just saying that out loud within earshot?
It's just Kabi speaking.
Like, were you saying that around Eric?
Well, he left, so I just said it to the party.
Okay, so you waited till he left out the door. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Amelia says, "Oh, yeah, he is an odd one, but he's super sweet once you get to know him. If well, I guess it defines what getting to know him is."
He is a mysterious sort. We don't really know why he needs gods, do we?
Yeah.
Gods might imply, well, could be a precaution, or it could be something a bit more dangerous.
Well, leaving civilization is not always the safest of options, and the roads can be treacherous. Makes sense to have a guard or two.
5? All I'm saying
Hold
is,
on.
let us be careful, let us be cautious. We know not exactly what we get into, only that it pays well. It's good enough for me for now, but we must be careful.
I find it quite amusing that you include me in that number of guards there, girl.
You
Well,
do realize that you fought the harpies as well, right? And quite effectively.
yes, I was impressed.
Yes, boy. See, they can understand our shining glory. You hear in the back of your head, Buzz.
While you're with us, are you saying we can't count on you? Why even come with us then?
Well, you're headed in a destination in which I am trying to get to, or at least along the way. As I said,
So what
treacherous
you're
roads.
saying, if you're attacked, then we don't have to help, right?
I'm not sure why I would be attacked alone when we're all together, but I guess
Well, if we're
not.
all attacked, you just said that you weren't included in our group, did you not?
No, 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 no. That is not at all what I said. What I said was that she included me in the number of gods being counted among this, traveling band here. I am not a god. I do not deign to lower myself to such a stature. No, I am.
So what you're saying is you won't be accepting payment for this endeavor, and we can split that between the rest
Well, I guess if the boss man needs his feathers fluffed, we can ask Basil to do it. That's how he can earn his keep. Fluffing feathers.
Yes, you're not a god, you're a feather fluffer. Does that sound better?
Basil just kind of gets tight-lipped and holds his tongue.
You can kind of hear Eric ahead. He just kind of yells back inside. Are you all coming?
Yes, yes. Holo turns to Basil. You don't get to sleep in my tent. And leaves.
of them. Valorant will grin and head on out.
What a lovely day. And he's going to run out as well.
Basil kind of just sits there and collects himself for a moment.
You can hear in the back of your head Minmar speaking. Boy, are you sure it's wise not to have the tent? Oh, I guess you don't really need it. Never mind. And you kind of feel him kind of fade away from your consciousness.
What do you mean I don't need the tent? I would absolutely want to sleep in the tent other than in the open air. Ugh. Oh, hell, I gotta catch up to them. Just quickly runs off.
Right. Young Basil, you're the one who brought up the need of supplies. What was it you're looking for specifically?
Oh, right, yes. Well, basic rations for a 2-week journey, you said? That would certainly help out quite a bit. I do not have any foodstuffs on me.
Perfect. There's a hunter's cabin on the way out. We can stop by there. Anything else? He looks to the rest of the party.
I'll probably buy a little thing of nuts and some type of fruit. It's always good to have trail mix on hand.
Hmm. I believe we can get that from one of the local farmers, maybe. Sounds good. Hmm.
Carrots. I'd like some carrots. I had one really good. I would like carrots.
I suppose the farmers would have that too. You, Thalrin.
I have no particular preference. Food is food.
Very well.
Rations are fine by me.
So you all kind of stop by the hunter's cabin, where you can see he's bringing in some fresh kills, some fresh elk. And he goes, "Oh, hello there. How can I help you all?"
Yes, good day, sir. We are here to procure some traveling equipment and supplies.
Traveling equipment and so well. All I really sell here is some meats.
Well, then, some dried meat, if you have any, would be wonderful as a ration.
Dried meat. Sure, no problem. Let's say each piece is about give or take 2 silver.
Very good. I will take 20 pieces, please.
20 pieces. Very well. That'll be 10 gold. I think I did that math right.
No, it's like
It's like 4 gold, I think.
I'm
yeah, it's 4
crazy.
gold.
Sorry, I'm totally crazy. I don't know how I got to 20 or 10. Yeah, it's like 4 gold. Yes, 4 gold, please.
Very good, thank you.
That hands you a large bag of rations. Anything else for the rest of you? I have some hide. What would you like? Steak? Venison?
What is steak?
Cow.
What is a cow?
It is meat, Kabi. I am sure you would love it.
Then I will have 5 cow.
You we don't sell cows here. Just the steak.
Okay, then steak. An appropriate amount of steak. And be side eyeing Basil. He's trying not to say anything bad anymore. He feels a little embarrassed.
And then I'm not sure what an appropriate amount of steak is for you, but I could give you about 2 pounds of steak for I don't even know how I would charge that. Well, I'll say 5 gold.
Nah, okay. He's gonna hand it over. You said hide. It is. I imagine it's gonna get quite chilly at night. You got a cloak I could buy? Hide cloak, something. It's all I got is this rag, and nobody seems keen on. Well, I'm wearing a little armor. Just something to cover me up.
I don't have any hide cloaks. I could just give you hide that you could cover yourself with.
Nah, I maybe try somewhere else. Need a cloak, but I will have this steak. Sounds good.
5 gold, please.
I'm gonna hand it over. You said it's 2 pounds.
Yes.
Okay. I will say, when he hands it over, he's just gonna kind of like hold one of the bits of steak and just bite into it and rip off a small chunk raw.
He looks at you strangely.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
Generally, one cooks the meat before they eat it, but to each his own.
Holo gets in the way of Kabi and the owner to make sure he doesn't think is too weird. I would like just a small pouch of walnuts, hazelnuts, fruit, some type of mixture, maybe a little bit of grain thrown in, just enough to fill up a pouch for a snack.
Ooh, I primarily do hunting around here. You might want to ask one of the farmers.
Oh, good points. She pauses a moment. You're a hunter, so you're out and about. Have you heard rumors of a white elk roaming the forest nearby?
Ooh, that rumor's gotten to you too, huh? It spread to this town like wildfire, and I can't admit I have been trying to track it down. That's why I got this big old elk today. I thought I was gonna run into it when I saw some tracks, but fortunately, just a regular elk. Not that I'm mad. It's a day's pay.
I see. Well, I shall find the farmers for fruits and grains.
Probably find me right outside the city. Town. Sorry.
Very good. Random aside, what season is it?
Spring.
Cool.
And if anyone cares, the skies are bright and clear today. Nice temperature.
I do care, Jeff. Thank you.
If that's all, then Eric starts to speak. Let's head to the farmer, grab these seeds you need,
Yes.
and you head off. And you right into a little farm right outside the town. You see a guy over there, you know, hoeing his crops, whatnot, doing what farmers do.
Oi, good sir, we look to do business with you on this day.
Oh, really? What do you need?
I was looking for perhaps a little trail mix of various nuts, fruits, if you have. And she looks at Cobby. 2 or 3 carrots, if you can spare them.
Oh, yeah, I could get you some carrots. As for fruit, I got some tomatoes if you want them.
A what?
Tomatoes. Pulls out a big red tomato.
What is that?
It's a
Look,
tomato, boy. You can put it on on some bread. You can just eat it like this, and takes a bite out of it. You see a big bunch of red juice kind of squirt out, and he kind of stumbles on himself, surprised by how like wet and moist it is inside. Oh, sorry. Wipes his mouth off.
Ooh. Ah, a tomat. I'll try a tomat.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Kind of runs back inside to his house and pulls it, runs right back to you quickly and just hands you a tomato.
Kabi's just gonna put the whole thing in his mouth.
Oh, I wouldn't advise that. So you haven't
And then
eaten,
immediately spit it out. No, what? No, no.
right? You can see he kind of looks a little sad. Uh, it's about 3 silver, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand it over, and I'm just gonna walk away, like cleaning my tongue. But I do wanna. Is there any farm animals around? Specifically, a chicken.
I was actually about to say, yeah, there you do see a little area where some chickens are roaming around.
While
One minute,
Kabi's just kind of like walking away, just getting that taste out of his mouth. He's gonna find the chickens, and he's gonna see if anybody's paying attention to him, and make his way over there.
are you trying to get there stealthily, or you
Yeah, stealthily. Like he definitely is now like, oh, like he wants to see if anybody's still paying attention to him, and then sneak his way over there.
making mental DC? Go ahead and give me a stealth check. You fail. Everybody's looking at you. As a matter of fact, as you start wandering off, the farmer says, "Is everything all right?"
Yeah, I just need to get whatever that was. No, come on, no, nope, nope, no, 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 no. And he's gonna turn around and walk the opposite direction of the chickens to try to draw suspicion away. Disappointed.
Well, okay. And you asked for carrots and nuts and whatnot, didn't you, little girl?
Yes, I shall say no to the tomats. But yeah, nuts and 2 or 3 carrots if you can spare them.
Oh,
And
sure.
don't mind him. His hmm, his mental acuity is untested.
Untested. Ah, so it's not the tomato then. I definitely am using the right soil, just like Poppy taught me. Oh, yes, sorry. And you can see him kind of just run back inside his house. Brings out, a little small little leather sack, small little leather pouch. Looks like it weighs roughly like a pound, and 3 carrots, just like you asked. Yeah. So that'll be hmm, how would I charge this? A gold and 3 silver.
Sure, fair enough.
Hands it over.
I'll hands it over.
Anything else y'all need? Anyone else want to try the tomato?
Sure, I'll take one of your tomatoes.
You can see he kind of smiles again. And just like before, he just runs back in.
Oh, grab
Comes
one for
back
me
out.
as well, please. Might be a while before we get another luxury of this sort.
He said, "Yes, sir." Comes out, brings 3 tomats, hands one to each of you. Uh, gives you Thalrin an extra one. He said, "That one's on the house, but it'll be 2 silver each."
Here you go. Hand over the
Yes.
money. He'll probably maybe wrap up and store the first one and then eat the second one.
Holo does hold out the carrots to copy, but
His eyes are gonna light, and he's gonna just take them and start munching on one. Very happy
oh,
and content.
rewind. She does not give them to you. As you put your hands out, she pulls them away.
Hey, what? That's that's mean.
If you steal a chicken, it means we've all steal the chicken, which is bad. Bad
I
copy.
I wasn't gonna steal a chicken. I am offended. I was just trying to get the memory of that awful tomat out of my mind and my mouth.
How close are you guys to this just poor farmer?
I imagine we're probably like standing at like the threshold of his fence, like the gate. Fence gate?
Holo would just say this openly.
Steal a chick. You you was gonna steal my. What, you didn't like the tomato that bad? What was wrong with it? You think I need to use a different soil?
There's
This
nothing wrong
one
with the
is,
tomat, specifically.
as Holo said, the tomato is fine, enjoyable even. This one is strange.
Now I'm starting to feel a bit offended. First, you call me odd, and then strange, accuse me of trying to steal a chicken. I don't even know what a chicken is.
Can Holo tell that he's lying out his ass?
His copyright got his ass. But yeah,
He technically didn't know it was called a chicken.
you are lying about the stealing thing. So you know what? Why don't you guys just give me two opposing checks? To be honest, insight versus deception. Yeah, you know he's lying right through his teeth.
Copy, if you steal and get thrown in jail, we are leaving you.
I would never steal anything. I am not a thief. I am an upstanding member of society. And he's gonna kind of like walk off down the road, just like talking to himself at this point, just trying to get away from everybody for a little while. Ah, I am offended. Hobby is offended. You're a yeah, rada rada rada.
Could hear Eric kind of speak up. Yes, let's try to refrain from getting ourselves in trouble. And you can see he also starts to walk off.
I think Thalaro just mumbled to himself. I think this group is nothing but trouble.
Amelia whispers into Hollow's ear. Wait, so he was gonna try and steal the chicken?
Yes, it's have to look in the eyes when someone's hunting, wanting something. There's a certain glint. I'll show you next time.
Oh, okay. You see her pull out her little piece of paper and start writing that down.
I agree, Thal. He might be trouble, but sometimes you do need a bit of trouble in the right moment.
This is true. This is true.
Just not chickens. Not over chickens.
How far does the farmer's fields go when I'm like walking down the path?
It's not a huge farm by any chance.
Yeah. Okay, never mind.
So we're like outside of the town already at this point, right?
Yeah, you're already outside the town.
Okay, shit. Could I have purchased a diplomat's pack on the way out? Like just all the stuff that's part of that? 'Cause I have no gear at all.
Uh, you could say that you stopped by Eddie and you could purchase a diplomat's pack. You know,
I just don't want to have to like run back to the town or have to like retcon too much.
just give me 1 second. It's gonna be. It's gonna go. Eddie's probably gonna sell it to you about 30 gold.
30? Okay.
Sounds good. And yeah, as you guys are leaving the farm, you can see the farmer kind of waving. They say, "I hope you all enjoyed the tomato. They can make a real good pie." And he continues to, do his farmer things on his farmer land.
Basil, would you say a tomato is a fruit or a vegetable?
You know how many times we have had this conversation back at the estate? I am a firm believer that it is a vegetable, but I have been told many, many times that I am wrong and it is a fruit. Where do you stand?
Culinarily, it is a vegetable. And who cares about anything else, honestly?
Well said. Yes, exactly. See? The rational mind among us, finally.
Rational and wise. She flips her hair.
Yes, well, that is still to be seen.
Ah, just you wait. My reputation may even precede me.
Well, it hasn't yet.
We shall see.
All right, at the party is I'm assuming you're all finally making your way to start your 2 weeks travel to Morbury.
Yep.
All right, till I figure out a better way to do wandering in the wilderness. It's going to be roles, and you guys can decide if there's anything specific you want to do while on a journey, or if you want to have conversations for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, all that stuff. Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I think Holo will be doing two main things. She'll want to be looking for danger. She's already a little cautious about what this individual's about. Um, but two, when possible, she wants to find any tracks that may be related to this white stag of rumor.
All right. We will do daily stealth checks. Sorry, daily survival checks for you then, since you're looking for tracks and whatnot. Cool.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
cool. And if you're wanting us to do rolls to just stay on the right path, like I can fold that into the survival check too if you like.
We won't be doing that yet. Just because you have someone who knows the way, and it's just a regular road. So
Cool. Sounds good.
Hobby would like to ask Eric some questions.
while you guys are journeying, sure, go for it. And
Yeah.
also, Hollow, you can go ahead and give me that survival check.
Okay.
Oh wow. Well, go ahead, ask Eric. Go ahead and ask Eric a question.
So this Soul Sea, what is it? I am not, as they say, well traveled.
It's basically just a large desert that people don't really dare to go in. I believe it gets its names because most people who wander in there get lost, so they're treated as lost souls. I think that's the reason why, to be honest, but I'm not 100% sure.
Ah, so you don't know much about it either, then.
Oh, I haven't journeyed in there myself yet, no.
Well, okay. Follow-up question: what are you?
I'm,
Like, you're, and I think somebody said Eric Okra.
yes. And Kabi would know what an Aarakocra is by name only.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like you know like a general description, but that's about it.
Yeah, I've heard about your kind, but I've never seen one before. And when they say Birdman as a descriptor, I didn't think they meant quite literally. I mean, no offense, of course.
There's nothing to be offended of. We're all strange creatures here.
You wouldn't happen to come from the western side of Ubea's Isles, have you?
No, I do not hail from Ubea.
Good. Very good.
Then pray tell, Mr. Eric, where do you hail from?
He starts to ponder to himself. Suppose my whereabouts aren't really necessary for the sake of the mission, are they? But if you must know, I'm from North.
Very well. I can
We're
appreciate
all
discretion.
we're all working together. No need to get buddy buddy, eh?
Yes, exactly that.
No, I just think that we're traveling together. We should get to know one another. Friends. Kabi hasn't had many friends.
And I say this as respectfully as I can. I didn't hire friends. I hired bodyguards.
Right, yes, we're bodyguarding, which means we must be looking out for danger. And he's gonna look intently at the tree line.
Give me a perception check. Nothing catches your eye.
Yes, looks clear, boss. Yes. And he's gonna kind of like walk on a little further ahead.
Although, going back to your check, as you are walking down the path, you can see elk tracks. They're a bit larger than normal, but they're very faded. Whatever's been here, it's definitely probably a few days ahead.
Does it seem to be going in the same direction we are?
Roughly, at least for now.
Holo makes a mental note of this. She doesn't share it with anyone.
Sounds good. Anything else that anyone wants to do for day one?
I mean, nothing specific to Valorant. I think he'll probably just keep a lookout for any danger or if any other folks are on the road, making sure they're not being followed or anything.
Does do you count like when we camp as part of day one, or is that gonna be a separate kind of instance?
I'd say camping will be separate.
Okay, yeah, then for day one, nothing. But there's something I want to get up to when we camp.
And Farron, you can give me a perception check if you'd like, since you're scanning there.
Okay, perception. Oh, you just starting off with zeros is just so strange now.
Mm. You have an eerie feeling. Possibly notice something kind of brush against the branch as you were leaving town or leaving nearby the farm. But, as you look closely, there's nothing there.
Alright, I'll probably, if that's the case, probably when we were leaving out, I'll hang back a little bit or go next to Holo. Uh, I could just be imagining things, but keep an ear out. There may be someone distracting
I see. An ear and a nose.
us. You'll see him, he'll grin, give her a nod, and then keep on looking out and seeing if he can hear anything.
Bobby actually does want to ask another question, but this time of Holo.
Shoot your shit.
No, Holo. You're a human, right?
That remains an open question. Do I look like a human?
Yeah, for the most part, except the tail and the ears. But you
Uh, what
turn
about
into
what about my fangs? She does open her mouth and she does have a pair of elongated canines.
I I don't based on your based on your saying that, I guess humans don't have fangs. I haven't looked into too many mouths of humans.
That's fair enough. But no, I'm not a human, and my parents were orcs. That probably doesn't help you to answer your question.
No, that makes me even more confused because I've met a couple orcs and they're big and green and they have tusks, not fangs, and I do know the difference. Gabby knows the difference. So what are you? Do you know what you are? Or are you just odd?
Well, I am Holo the Wise Wolf. Um,
But you're not
I,
a wolf. I've seen wolves in the woods, in the forest.
I
They
can
look
turn
like
into a
dogs.
wolf. You saw me turn into a wolf.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you a wolf unless the wolf is your normal form and you take this form for whatever reason.
Sadly, no, I would like to stay in. a beast form longer than what I can now. But yes, I was born of two orcs. It was surprising, and um, it complicated things in my youth, but we got past it.
Hmm. Well, let's say if more humans had bushy tails like yours, they might actually be more pleasing to look on. Basil over there looks like he little sourpuss, if you know what I mean.
I think a tail and whiskers could do him well.
Well, I guess he's trying to pass that mustache off as whiskers.
Yes, he has a way to go yet. I appreciate the effort, though, Basil. Looks good.
Yes, you are a smart-looking fella.
You know, it still sounds like an insult coming from you.
Well, if you are among my people, your clean face would definitely be the insult.
All right, well, I happen to work very hard and carefully maintained this appearance. Thank you very much.
Are you unable to grow hair on the rest of your face?
No, I'm able to grow it, sure, but why would I want to when I have such a nice appearance, as I already stated?
Valorant strokes his his full beard is just like,
Yes, and look at all of the crumbs and other debris that you have caught in it, and no, that is just, ugh, disgusting and unclean.
you do realize that you have your attire is muddy, ripped in places, and is that what is that little strand in your hair, a little straw?
Well,
Quickly, like brushes at his hair.
yes, I understand. My appearance is not up to my usual standard. I'm in a bit of hmm, a bad situation at the moment. You've caught me at a bad time.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Hmm, dwarves.
Just kind of scoffs and turns away and keeps walking.
Are there crumbs in his beard?
uh, I think at that comment, once he turned away and kept on walking, Valorant would look just make sure there's nothing in his beard. Uh, so I don't
While
think so. I think that,
while their attention is kind of talking to Basil and Tharum about the beards, Kabi will try to pet Holo's tail.
You're definitely going to need a stealth check for that.
There you go.
My passive perception 16. She smacks you away with her brush,
Yeah,
as if wielding a sword.
sorry, it's just fluffy. And okay, yep, my bad. All right, won't do that again. Unless I can ask permission.
It is something that is earned, not given. You may
Okay,
acquire looks for now, but no touch.
okay, all right, then that's fair. That's fair. Some thief Kabi is Jesus.
It's not looking great for you, man. Anything else for y'all's journey?
nah, I don't think so. I think Valorant will probably offer to take the first watch.
All right, so let's start up camp. You know, nice clear skies.
I'll say Basil will definitely take a bit of time to, scrub his clothes clean, bathe himself, clean himself up as much as he can.
Sounds good. You're gonna look for like a nearby stream.
Yeah, yeah. If I can find like a small pond or a stream or something, sure.
Yeah, sounds good. Nah, I'm not gonna have you roll for that. Yeah, you find a nice little stream nearby that you can probably scoop up some water in your hand and use to clean your clothes and rinse off a bit.
Luckily, I got a bar of soap with my diplomat's pack. I'll be smelling nice and fresh.
Good, good, good.
Bobby would like to kill him while he's doing that.
Herb.
No.
Are you trying to stay out of his sight?
Yeah, he wants to stay hidden.
You could go ahead and give me a stealth check against Basil's passive perception.
It's only 10.
There you go.
So why Basil is doing that, I assume he leaves his packs along, like kind of like away, you know, as one does when they get into streams.
I mean, on the bank, yeah.
Yeah, on the bank. Hobby would like to sneak up to the pack while Basil is cleaning his clothes, which is very weird concept of Hobby. Um, and he would like to try to steal a piece of jerky.
You want to steal a piece of jerky?
He wants to steal a piece of jerky.
The Russians.
Yes, very well. You know what, Kevin? Go ahead and give me a perception check while he's trying to rummage through your stuff.
Okay. I'd argue for disadvantage because I'm just not paying attention to that right now.
I love that. Try to beat that 17.
Right. Nope.
Not at all. Yeah, you successfully acquire some jerky from his bag. How
Hobby would
many are you
steal
taking?
3.
All right, Basil, you can go ahead and remove 3 jerky from your bag.
Done.
And while Kabi is walking back to the camp, he will be eating one of them. And kind of just like, you know, happy with his ill-gotten gains. But then hide the other 2 before he gets back to camp.
Go for it. And as a reminder, guys, while we're traveling, every day you do need to consume at least 1 ration and have at least a gallon of water to drink.
A gallon of water?
Yes, I think that's what it was. Let me double check that.
Oh,
That's insane.
that,
Um, yeah, I think well, I got a water skin. I assume, yeah, at some point probably head down to the river and fill up the water skin.
And I guess I didn't, I get my character doesn't have any water. Oop.
yeah, I don't have a water skin either. It was not part of my pack.
You guys didn't prepare.
Sounds like Basil is in for some dehydration.
I mean, you guys know where the stream is, so we know. We can say when you're thirsty, you can just take a sip, some sips.
But is
Yeah,
it really
you
a
could act
gallon of
nicely.
water?
You never
It is a
know.
gallon of water according to the DM's guide.
Makes sense, especially if we're hiking through some desert.
Indeed.
Okay, then
Oh,
I am very clearly not drinking enough water in my real life.
No, you probably not.
how much
All of
water
it.
does a water skin hold?
Probably not a whole
It's about
gallon.
half. Yeah, we could smooth line in to say a gallon per skin.
Fair enough.
If we get water from the stream, are you taking waterborne illness into effect?
Not at this time, but I'll take it into consideration.
During the
Because that's
evening,
an easy way to get dysentery. And a water skin typically holds, I'm looking up on Google, 18 to 27.5 liters or 5 to 7 US gallons. That helps.
Fair enough. We'll say that if you have a water skin, it'll hold like 3 gallons.
I'm down with 3 gallons. I'll just put that here so I know.
Ian, you were saying something?
yeah, during the evening, Polo is going to show off a bit to Thal with some magic.
Okay.
Now
It'd be
I
funny
must
if
show you actual magic that I cast. I don't believe you've seen me cast before, only turn into a rat and other things like that.
this is true. It'd be interesting to see what all you're capable of.
Yes, magic through intuition and connection to nature. Holo is going to get out the bag of seeds and fruit, and she wants to try to find a squirrel, a raccoon, or some kind of woodland creature.
Let's see here. Honestly, we'll keep using that survival check you had earlier today. So you can you easily find a squirrel not too far from you.
Okay. Holo's gonna cast Speak with Animals, and she'll say, now sit down, crisscross, and sit very still.
Yeah, he'll sit very still.
Holo does the same and spills out some of the food in front of her and makes a chittering noise.
You can see it kind of slowly approach you. It's looking at you warily, but it's crawling forward slowly.
Mr. Squirrel, I have food. Do not be afraid.
Food? Food? For me?
For you, yes. Here you go.
So kind. You eat me. Trick? Maybe?
No
As
trick.
you can see it's
I
kind of like jittering forward to you and then jittering back a bit and then jittering forward and jittering back.
I do have questions for you. Questions for food.
Questions? I can answer questions. For food? And it gets right up to you.
Yes, for food. Have you seen a white hooved animal? Very big, bigger than all of us.
White, hooded creature. Big buck. Big buck? You're talking about big buck.
Yes, white.
Yes. Yes. Forward. Forward. And you can see it's kind of like twiddling its fingers, wanting some nuts.
You may eat. We can eat and talk. Here you go.
Starts chowing down.
Holo does say, she points north. There?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Now, is there anything dangerous around here?
Around here? Yes. Yes. Predators. Scary. Like you. Wolftail. Are you predator? It backs away from you.
Not today.
Today? Tomorrow?
Who can say? But I am not a predator for you, and you are not my prey.
Yes. Yes. Bears. Bears. Bears?
Oh, scary predators. Though not scary enough for me. Have there been any scary humans?
Human? No. Yes? Kind of. Almost human.
Almost. What do they look like?
Like, hmm, like
With
predator.
weapons? With steel, shiny metal, or magic?
Shiny. Shiny. Big bite. Can bite.
Hmm, I see.
Green. Green.
Now you just hear them chittering back and forth. But you see Holo's face get kind of serious. Do you mean green?
Yes. This whole thing. Then I guess watching the squirrel and then watching Polo look at the squirrel, I think Falarin is kind of starting to assume that somehow she's talking to the squirrel, and then he just eyebrows raised, like, okay,
You said green. Say more.
Green, green, big jaws, big jaws. That way. It points back towards where you came.
Green with big jaws. I'd like to try to suss out if I would know by that information what it could be.
Ooh. It might be a bit higher DC than I would give, but I would say, ooh, for sussing that out.
I mean, it feels like a Hail Mary, so give it to me straight. Give me that DC.
mm, I mean, I'd say if you could beat a 20 on, would this be nature or history? Or even survival? If you beat the 20 on, yeah, what kind of check would this be? Uh, Give me a 20 on like a nature check.
Okay. I think nature history's fair. Survival feels like it's too vague. I mean, I have a +0.
Yeah, that's not too many things come to mind when you think of green and big jaw. You think, oh, it could be a snake. Oh, it could literally be anything. Honestly, it's not a descriptor.
Right. Is the green jawed thing bigger than me?
Yes, yes.
I see. Well, that's all the questions I have. Thank you, little friend.
Thank you, thank you. And you can see it skitter off.
You're right, there's danger. The little fellow spoke of danger. Green with sharp teeth. Behind us. But, but that's all I know. Could be a snake for all I know, but he said it was at least bigger than me.
something green and bigger than you with sharp teeth. Could it? Well, I don't know if a squirrel knows of Dragonborn, but could have been this one that Basil is looking for.
Yes, from the mind of a squirrel, who can say, but it's enough for us to continue caution. I definitely keep watches tonight.
Yes, I will take the first one. That is a useful skill. Seems you are quite diverse. Most of my magics are, what's the word? One
Arcane in nature?
application. Yeah,
Yes. Each has its own strengths and weaknesses, I'm sure. But mine certainly has some convenience about it. And you see in her hand a swirl of sand kind of cyclones around her hands, and as it disappears, there's a pile of tin succulent berries in her hands. Yeah, take one.
yeah. I think probably show off a little bit, use some gravity magic, and see his eyes turn a flash of purple, lifts up a grape or a good berry, and brings it on over.
I can already tell our teamwork is blossoming, she says with a bit of a sarcastic tone to her voice.
Wow. Long roads ahead, I'm sure. plenty of opportunity.
I agree. Holo eats a berry. Well, I guess I should pass these out. You might like this. It's not all about meat. You must have a balanced diet after all.
I don't think the small one would agree.
No, I don't think you would. Although maybe this might pass as a snacko. Maybe.
Perhaps.
Holo will pass out good berries to everyone. So if you guys don't want to use a ration, or if your character would eat a berry, you can use this instead. All right, that's all I got. Thank you for Squirrel RP.
Anytime. Anyone else doing anything for the night, or are you guys bedding down?
Bobby doesn't know what a bed is, so he's gonna go over to a tree and just, sit up against it and take a nap or go to sleep.
Near the party or no?
Nearish to the party. He's not like going deep into the woods. He's still within, I'd say, the camp light.
Holo will set up her tent. I actually don't know how many people can fit in a tent. Oh, the tent I had was a 2-person tent.
There we
And
go.
Holo will invite Amelia in.
Oh, thank you. And she looks to everyone else. I will bed down with Holo, but I have a spare tent if anyone needs.
Yes, yes, please. I would most certainly appreciate that.
Oh, I wasn't holding the button now. She takes off her huge paff and it kind of just slams into the ground with a lot of force. She's definitely carrying a lot of stuff. Kind of says, you could shift through there a bit and take it out.
Oh, yes, of course, thank you. Are you sure you don't mind me rummaging through your belongings?
No, no. Are you a thief?
Of course not. What a... Hmm.
Then I trust you. And she goes into the tent with Holo.
Cool. I'll kind of
Well, and
rummage
I
around.
have on good confidence that there might be danger lurking in the woods, so setting up watches would be good. Holo does look at Basil. Are you sure you should be rummaging through a lady's belongings?
She told me... I thought you were sitting right here when she said it. She said I could get the tent out of here.
Oh, she did. And look at you jump right away.
I'm not going to be sleeping under the stars like some... animal.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, nothing for those who enjoy it, I suppose.
A very diplomatic answer. I wouldn't be caught out in the stars either. Bad for my tail.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a bit of stargazing.
You say dog
Only a
eating? What'd you
fool.
say?
Stargazing. Stargazing.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's all good.
I definitely heard dog eating.
That's hilarious.
I heard stargazing. Don't worry, man. I got you.
Thank you. Oh man. Yes, there's nothing wrong with a bit of stargazing. I find the nighttime far more appealing than, well, anything else, actually.
Are you sure? I'm sure there's plenty of room in this tent for two of us if you would like the space and the shelter.
If you don't mind sharing, why not?
Well,
I'll take the first watch, so you can go ahead and get some shut eye.
very good. I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Kind of quickly set up the tent. Something he's not done a lot, but he's definitely familiar enough with it. He's traveled with Lord Aethelwolf on occasion.
Sounds good.
How many watches will you require us to keep the full rotation but still remain well rested?
I'd say just 2 watches, kind of like how we did in Tomb.
Okay. Well, if we're setting up 2 watches, making sure at least one of us can see in the dark of each pair would be good. I cannot in this form. Thal, I believe your kind can see in the dark, right?
Yes, I'm no stranger to darkness. I'll be fine.
All right. Kobolds, I believe, can see in the dark, so you'd best be with Basil, Cobby. Make sure we can all see well.
Yes, Cobby, I need you to see in the dark for me. I can't. I don't do so well at the nighttime.
All right. Okay.
All right, first watch. Go ahead and give me perception checks.
Okay.
Will there be any disadvantage for me, or we're not too worried about that?
I'm not too worried about that. Surgeon, you are. Oh my gosh, Surgeon. Jesus. Thor- Thorin, something is distracting you. You know what it is. I guess you feel uncomfortable about the rumors of something possibly following you. You just aren't focused. Although yeah, everything watch so far seems everything is good. You hear the noises of the wildlife out and about, but nothing really catches your eye.
Cool.
Second watch. Everything is as fine as you guys are concerned.
That
We're
seems
right back.
perfect
I'll
for
still
those
be
two
able to
being
hear
on
y'all.
watch.
What'd you say, Chris?
No, I said those, that seems like the perfect thing for those two being on watch together.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we're sitting there just bickering back and forth most of the time. We're trying hard to ignore each other.
All right, let's get to day 2 of our journey. Um, as you guys wake up, the skies are clear. It's a little colder than it was yesterday, but still fine. You can wear your regular clothing and not be too bothered by it. Um, was there anything anyone wanted to do upon waking up? And although while you can give me your survival check now if you'd like for the tracking. Uh,
Got hot dice.
it's beautiful. You are very well aware of the tracks and are still following them very well.
Hold.
Anyone else doing anything? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. That'll be more for the road.
Anyone else doing anything before you guys pack up camp and head out?
Uh, I'll probably take a look around, just to, again, checking to see if we're being followed, or I might go off a little bit and see if I find any tracks that somebody might have scoped out our campsite or anything like that.
Okay, so you want to just check the perimeter.
Hmm.
Uh, You can give me a. You're looking for tracks specifically.
Uh, I'd say tracks, disturbed earth or something along those. Let's just say something somebody was here or somebody passed through here.
Mm, yeah, you can give me a perception check. Yeah, you don't find anything. It all just looks like forest too.
Fair enough.
Basil, copy.
I think Basil just spent some time cleaning up the camp, getting into his old habits, you know, being the butler and servant. Make sure we don't forget anything, make sure everything's all nice and spick and span after cooking.
And Zach briefly left, correct? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, he said he could still hear, I think.
Copy that. Oh, the journey continues. You guys are now hitting the road. And you said you had something for me, Ian.
Yeah, Holo would say there was rumor of a large white stag, and I have reason to believe that this might be a nature guardian that I might commune with to perhaps gain some of their wisdom. Their tracks are going in this direction. I don't think any harm will come about, but we might need to pause in case I find it. It won't take too long, I promise.
And you're saying that to the party as a whole.
Yep, just anyone, everyone.
Eric responds to what he says. As long as it doesn't take up too much time, that's fine.
I shall be quick as a rabbit.
Want to see if
And
he
you said
responds. Oh, go ahead, Valor.
you you said this creature is a guardian of the forest.
It would not surprise me, though various nature deities may roam the forest, may disappear entirely into a spirit. Um, it could be. I hope it
And
is.
do these guardians do they grant you any particular powers?
Not in the sense of something like I don't know, new spell or anything. I'm mostly just looking for information, much like the squirrel I met with. But imagine an animal that is smarter and can know the entire forest at once. That is a creature whose wisdom would be beneficial, simply their wisdom and knowledge alone.
Mm,
Although it
I see.
wouldn't be shocking to gain a blessing of sorts, but it's not really what I'm after. Not right now.
I think you would have, if anybody was, look, you might have noticed Valorant got a bit eager, when he heard about the particular guardian of the forest, and then after, power couldn't be given, and it was more so just for knowledge. Like, still somewhat interested, but definitely deflated a little bit.
Would Holo be able to read your expressions?
Uh, I think he would try to mask it, but I take a roll if the DM allows it.
Um, well, is this Holo wanting to do? Yeah, you can do an insight check, Holo. Go for it.
And I guess if you're trying to hide it, well, we'll see.
And give me a deception check. Solid dodge roll. Yeah, you can see he's hiding something.
I shall let you come with me when I meet with them.
Oh,
Perhaps,
well,
perhaps you might be able to help them and you might get what you need. It is not my place to judge.
well, the offer is appreciated. I'll accept. You never know.
But you'd best not offend it. If you mess this up, you owe me 10 gold, maybe 15.
I will shoot up. I have no intention. Once you've gotten the information that you require, well, I don't even know if I can communicate with this creature, but perhaps afterwards you can speak for me, in a sense.
No promises, but I will try. She hands
It's
you the
already
wave
in this
brush.
pendant.
Your beard is tangled.
Ah, thank you. I'll start brushing out his beard.
Anything else for anyone while you guys are wandering? Take that as a resounding no. Holo, as you are traveling, since your survival check was so good, you did notice the footprints of some big game walking around. Looks like bear tracks.
Gentlemen, we might have bears among us.
You guys have the option if you want to follow the tracks and try to hunt the bear, or you can try and steer away.
Perhaps we shouldn't get into a fight. I don't think bears are worth the effort.
Yes, I'm not sure that I'm an expert of any kind on the matter, but perhaps we should avoid them. That's. Well, you are the expert, Holo. Is there benefit to tracking down these creatures?
Well, besides the meat and hides, not really. I could talk to them, but I think if we know where we're going, we won't need to. But best keep a weather eye out, should they be the hunters and not us.
Yes, I do suppose that is the question. Does it seem like they are tracking us, or would we be tracking them?
Well, I've not seen the tracks behind us, so I think if we continue forward, it might be more of a chance encounter. No guarantees either way. You could say if we track and kill them before they kill us, that's one thing, but feels unnecessary. I'd rather not offend the stag if at all possible.
Yes, well, I'd also prefer not to get my freshly washed self all dirtied up again.
Yes, we need you prim and proper in case we need to handle any humans. That will be your forte, whereas my forte will be beast. So make sure you talk us out of any danger with humanoids, eh?
I will do what I can. No promises for the rest of you, at least.
Bah, I am Holo the Wise Wolf. I'm sure I can solve things on my own, but I'll let you take first. I want to give you the opportunity to carry the weight, as it were.
Certainly a load I have become quite accustomed to.
So yeah, Holo will be keeping more an eye for bear tracks and stag tracks now, just to make sure they don't get flanked or anything.
Got you. Anything else for anyone? All right, sounds good. As you guys are carrying on, night starts to fall with no real incident. Anyone want to do anything on this nightfall?
Holo won't be doing the speaking animals trick. She'll have more of a quiet evening.
Very well. And who wants to do first watch or who wants the second watch? Or you guys keeping it the same?
Tyler will still offer to do first.
Yeah, we can just keep it as a cycle, make things easier.
Got you. Well, I'll take your perception checks. As you guys are watching, everything's fine on this evening. You do notice, though, that Eric is just sitting on a rock there quietly.
Ericus?
Eric.
Spoilers. Eric, are you sure you don't need to sleep? Well, we can handle it if you'd like.
No, no, it's fine. Sometimes the night is comforting.
Yes, I can agree.
Yes, spring when critters, insects are starting to mate, reproduce, creates an opening verse of the year.
Yes, I suppose so. Hmm. You
I
all,
hope
His
this.
body language giving, is it like giving he wants to actually talk?
he just looks like. Honestly, go ahead, give me an inside check. Actually, it's gonna be a fairly high DC. He is. His body movements. It doesn't look like he doesn't want to talk, but he does look slightly. He looks very down. He's like he's slouched over. You can see something is clearly bothering him.
Holo will cast Goodberry and give him one.
Much
Berry for your
appreciated.
thoughts.
Mm, perhaps he does take the berry, try to hold on to it. You're
Has it been?
curious. Oh, sorry.
I can either prod or we could have him say things first. Whatever would be more fun or compelling.
Go ahead and prod. I like to bounce off.
Okay. Has it been some time since you've traveled with people?
Yes, it's been some time since I've been with people, to be honest.
Well, you certainly picked up a motley crew.
You are a lively bunch. Tell
We
me.
have our moments, I would say. But if we get too lively, let us know. You're the boss, after all.
I'll let you all know. Tell me something. You feel familiar. What is it with you?
With me, well, you said it yourself. My scent was familiar to you. Have you heard of the Circle of the Green?
Hmm. Fanatics, from what I hear.
Yes, the Free Green was not always so, but as of the past 10 years, certainly more so.
Mhm. I see. Is that why you decided to take this job? To get away from them?
Oh, I've been away for longer than that. I left and ended up being in the city of Moore and, well, got up to a bit of mischief there, you could say. And you could say I'm seeking a spirit, This job was simply a way to get out there to the sands to perhaps find this spirit. And this job, well, safety in numbers, of course.
Oh, I see. So your main desire is to get to the sea. Mm.
Yes, desire. Desire might be too strong of word, but I find that I need to. Obligation, hmm, perhaps a little bit something more desperate as well. Responsibility, oof, that's even headier of a word. But that is why.
Something pulls you forward.
Pull, that is a good word. You see her eat a berry as well.
He kind of stands up, walks up to you, and puts his mask very close to your face. Mm, yes. The sands do call you. Mm. And then he
She,
gets back up and then sits back on his rock.
she leans forward a little bit, annoyed. Well, how do you know?
Trust in me. Time will tell. You there, dwarf. What brings you far out here? The money?
Well, money is useful, yes, but as I said to some of our companions, I seek power, whatever form that may take, more arcane knowledge, some ancient artifact, or information that may prove invaluable, or strong ally. My end goal is, well, let's just say it'll take quite a bit of force to see it achieved.
He kind of gets up, steps close to you, puts his bird mask really close to your face. Hmm, I see it. You too are being pulled, though a little different. What is it? Responsibility? Hmm, you feel like you owe someone? Hmm, hmm. You are a curious one indeed.
You seem to see much.
Oh, what was that?
Why do you hide? You seem to see much. Why do you hide behind the mask?
He pauses for a second. My face is quite disfigured.
I see. And I would imagine for your kind, why do you pose a bit of a sensitive question? It could be. Are you able to fly?
Not currently. My wings are injured.
I'd imagine there's a story behind that.
Yes, though it's quite long, and I truly just don't wish to speak of it.
As you wish. Yes, I suppose you could say, in a sense, I'm being pulled, although I quite like to think of it as though I am the one attracting what I see. I am the center that pulls it near.
Mm, yes, that is correct. Hmm. You see, he kind of reaches into his robe and he pulls out two green apples. I believe now is time for me to head to bed. For the conversation, it was unique. And hollow, is it?
Holo the Wise Wolf.
Just as the sands pull you, you pull them. Keep that in mind. And he just heads into a tent, into his tent nearby.
Holo sits next to Talon, tries to take one of the apples.
Yeah, I'll pass one on over. Hmm. He is interesting one, to say the least.
Yes, he is either a seer or sorts, or he is crazy.
Most thieves are often crazy.
Well, I for one prefer to be the one that pulls, not the one being pulled.
Again, my friend, we are in agreement.
Yes, she is. She taps her apple against his and starts eating it.
It's very sour.
Likewise.
And
Oh,
Holo pulls a face. Oh, that's. Hmm. Well, nutrition's nutrition, right?
I think Fowler will just put his down and take a swig of his water skin to wash it out.
Holo will power through and eat the whole apple, core and all.
It takes you a bit, but you get through it.
Perfect.
All right, if that's all the conversation for you guys tonight, we can head on to second watch. Go ahead and give me your rolls. Jesus. Basil, you are distracted. You're not used to being constantly in the dirt. Start to bother you.
Yes, should
Gabby,
be back at my estate with the family and under a nice warm roof and a fire, and this is ridiculous.
Gabby, one thing you do notice is that the temperature hasn't gone down from this morning. It feels the same.
I'm gonna look over at Basil. I've not spent much time up here on the surface, but aren't the nights supposed to be cooler than the days?
Well, yes, generally that is how things go.
Huh. It still feels like the sun's beating down on us.
Really, I had not noticed. I suppose I just thought it was the fire in front of us.
No, see, the fire has the heat coming from like it specifically. This is just generally warm. Hmm.
It's rather curious. Should we? Is this something we should be concerned about?
I don't know, surface dweller. I take it that this isn't normal. It wasn't like this last night.
No, it was dreadfully chilly last night. Um,
Oh, it felt nice last night. Now it's just like, I spend all day in the heat. I kind of want to cool off when the sun goes down. Um, I guess Kavi's just gonna kind of. Oh, can you hear us still?
Maybe we take our break for fixing technical difficulties?
Perhaps. We'll see what Jeff says when he gets back.
Chrissy said you gotta leave her in about half hour.
I think that's what he said. He stepped away for a
Yeah,
second. Oh,
Oh, yeah, you went away.
well, I got headphones in, so I came back. But yeah, I'll probably be out here. Yeah, like 7:30 around then.
yeah, probably best to wait just a little bit longer then for that break.
Hello?
So,
I
Returned. Sorry, guys. That was random.
it happens.
Um, what? I guess I missed. I only heard up to you guys saying, "Oh, it's normally cooler at night."
Kavi just commented on how he liked it when the night got cool, so this was particularly noticeable that it was still as warm. And he was like just kind of getting up and now like pacing the perimeter, trying to see if he can suss anything out.
Yeah, nothing of harm near you. Oh, you do notice, since you guys are second watch, as the sun comes up, the heat is, oof, it's rising more and more. It's actually quite frustrating. All of you who were sleeping are actually uncomfortable when you wake up.
Now, I don't know anything about magic, but this definitely doesn't feel normal.
Well, you wanted it to be hotter during the day and colder at night. Well, it's certainly hotter now.
Yeah, it's almost as if as minutes go on and on and on, the sun is just blaring at you. No clouds in the sky to stop it. It's just, whew, it is hot. Like touching metal is hot. You can see Amelia's not even trying to put on her armor. It's just, whew.
Oh, I think someone even less vested in nature than I can say that this is unnatural.
Yes, but what could have caused it? Well, I know I don't have detect magic per se. Is there? Well, I do have detect magic. Yeah. Can I spend some time to cast detect magic just to see if there's anything in the area?
Yeah, if you want to cast it, go ahead.
Yeah, I can. I think I could do that as a ritual. I think it's like 5 minutes or something, up to 10 minutes. Oh, that's not duration. Um, so yeah, with that, do I detect anything in the area?
No. But when you look at Eric, his mask seems to be glowing.
Interesting. Okay, I'll just file that little bit of information away.
So, in the scorching heat, fellas, I will let you know that you will need to consume double the amount of water to travel. If you want to do any activities that take more than an hour, you have to do a short rest immediately after an hour, or you will suffer a con save. With that being said, is there anything you guys want to do?
Well, I guess with those of us who didn't get water skins, I guess we're looking for streams of water.
Go ahead and give me a survival check.
A holo will help, so go ahead and give yourself advantage there. If it would please the DM, sorry.
Oh, you're good. It does please me. Roll me a D4. It took you about 30 minutes to find the water. You found a nice little stream nearby. A lot of animals roaming around actually drinking it up.
Cobby's just gonna get on his hands and knees and just dunk his head into the water and just start drinking.
Go for it. On your way back from the stream, you do see something. You see a tiny little fox laying in the grass. It's panting heavily. It looks like it was trying to make it to the stream, but it just doesn't seem like it has the energy to do so.
Cobby's gonna go over and approach it and just kind of notice its exhaustion. Just quickly scoop it up and take it over to the water source. There. It's all right. I know. It's blistering hot today. Not normal. Not normal at all.
I thought I had to make a quick Google search on something. So you're gonna carry it over?
Yeah.
Give me a strength check. Yeah, you bring it over without any issue.
I'm just gonna kind of sit there with it while it drinks and just kind of like mutter to it, not expecting it to understand me, but just talk about just man. It's been a weird few days. Very weird. Strange time. A lot of changes happening to Kabi. New environment, new people. Just odd.
Wow. It's just sitting there drinking its water. It's like just digging its face in.
What are you doing all alone out here? I can see all the other critters and they seem to have, their ilk, but they're all alone. That's odd as well. You know, just alone out here. All by your lonesome. Kabi knows something about that. My people are far away, still stuck down underneath, deep down underneath.
It kind of pokes its head up and looks at you, and then it runs off.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, well, yeah. didn't know what to expect. It's not like it was gonna talk back to me or anything. It's not Holo. Although if Holo was here, she could perhaps have talked to it. Maybe get its name if they have names. Do wild animals make names for themselves? That's a question I'll ask Holo. Maybe. Hmm. He's gonna kind of walk back to the group. Hey Holo, quick question.
What?
When you talk to animals, do they give themselves names?
Only the proud ones.
Huh. Okay. Just curious. God, it's hot.
Yes, I think we might need to take a water break in the middle of the day. Make sure we don't get caught out without any.
Yeah. Probably foolishly didn't bring anything to carry the water in, so perhaps if we're going this direction, we should follow the stream.
That might be wise. Of course, want to make sure that the stream is going in the direction that we wish to go, but that would certainly solve the issue. What direction was the stream going that you just, I assume you came back to? And your entire head is wet. You dunk your whole head in there?
Oh yes, the whole head. Uh, I think the stream is going north to south. Although I will say, as somebody that has been in an environment where there is intense heat, the heavy breathing and lethargic talking is very normal for that type of atmosphere.
Fair enough. So you guys are gonna.
Gents,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, gents, do we wish to follow the river or take the road and do a water break in the middle? Any opinions, Eric?
Mm. And you can see that Eric seems 100% unbothered by the heat. He doesn't seem to be moving sluggishly. You don't really see much sweat coming from him. He's just normal. Looks at you, he says, "Hmm, yeah, if you all need to walk by the stream, that's fine."
Yes, that's my recommendation.
Yes, I'm much in a similar boat as Carby over here. I don't exactly have a water skin or something to carry water. I have a nice little mug here, but that's not going to get me very far.
I have my water skin. Am I the only one that has one?
I have one as well.
To be fair, the two of us did survive a shipwreck where we lost what little things we had. At least I did. Nor was I expecting to make a journey across the desert so early and unprepared.
Well,
Understandable.
we haven't gotten to the desert as of yet, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities to acquire one.
Or three. Oh God, it's hot.
Yeah, the more the merrier. But if we have two water skins, and assuming that it's going to be hot, if we share our water skins among six, we will need to refill um, at least once a day. Of course, along the river, we refill as we go. Eric, do you have a map to the place we're going?
A map? No. Just following the road is usually enough.
Is it a straight shot north, or does it curve a bit?
It has its winds and turns, but it's a straight shot.
See. Well, I am Holo the Wise Wolf, and I've never gotten lost in the wilderness before. I shall take us by Riverside.
Oh brother, listen to this guy.
And oh, you could give me a survival check.
You know, that is quite a lot of lip for someone who wishes to touch this luxurious tale.
You can see Amelia kind of blushes. Oh my.
Holo looks directly at Kabi and puts her tail against Amelia's hand.
She kind of like get she like jolts up like she's a little shocked and she's like, "Oh, so soft."
Tell Kabi it's soft.
Oh, it's very soft, Calvin.
I rolled a 24 for the survival.
Yeah, sounds good. You're able to navigate along the stream well enough where you don't lose too. You're confident that you'll be able to find the path back if once the heat dies down a bit. Oh,
What type of magic was his mask emanating?
what kind of magic?
How's it
Illusion.
feel, Jeff? How's it feel? Schools of magic. Fuck detect magic, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't think you had that. Illusion.
I didn't think I did until after the illusion. Okay, cool, cool, cool.
I'm just kidding, Chris.
Interesting.
It's just it's a thing a DM never considers when they're planning.
No, like, I didn't even realize I had. I'm like, I wish I had detect magic. Oh, I do have it. Illusion magic. Okay.
Yes, illusion. Oh, and you know what? Hold on, give me a perception check. As you are wandering down the river and you look ahead, you see a wolf, a brown wolf, sand colored almost, just staring at you a bit.
Holo does stop and kind of ignore her surroundings while looking at the wolf.
It
She'll
stares at
yell
you
at she'll yell at the wolf. What do you want? What do you want with me?
and it just kind of tilts its head, stares at you a bit longer, and then turns around, facing forward.
Mm, does it seem like it wants me to follow it?
Mm, give me an insight check. No, it's just putting its back to you. If anything, it looks more like it's pointing towards something.
Holo turns to the group. Do you trust I won't get you lost?
You haven't led us astray yet.
That I have not.
I can't really say I have an opinion on the matter. I met you 2 days ago.
A logical
I don't
answer
know,
if there
roll.
ever was one.
You
Just
have the water skin, so I think I'll follow you.
yes. Fill up the water skins quickly. We follow this one.
And as you turn around to look back at the wolf, you don't see it there. You see a little bit of sand as if it's getting blown away in the wind, but there is no wind. So that's strange.
Holo goes off into uh, a dash, running as quick as she can towards where the wolf was pointing. She doesn't say anything.
What? I thought we had to fill the skins. Where are you going now? Damn it.
Well, I don't know, start chasing after him. like Ghibli. Short distance.
You guys gonna keep doing the full sprint?
Uh, I'll yeah, I'll dash and follow behind.
And hold on, are you going to where Wolf was or where it was pointing?
She will run to just the dust pile to see if it gives her a direction, and if she gets a hint of any direction from there, she'll continue to run.
When you get up to the sand pile, it kind of floats around you for a little bit, dances a bit, but you just can't help but feel this terrible sadness.
And she'll get on her knees and she'll put some of the sand in her hands and let it trickle through her hands as well.
Um, Sorry, that was not meant for you, my fault. As you're holding the sand in your hands and trickling through it, you feel closeness, yet simultaneously you feel extremely lonely, like you lost something.
Yeah, she does not hide her expression. She looks as she feels, and she does say in a normal voice, "What do you want from me?"
As a matter of
You
fact,
say that out loud?
the sadness is so intense you don't even notice, but you do have tears dropping from your eye.
Yeah,
I think
she'll
if
look
Fallon
down
has
as go ahead.
go ahead.
She notices the tears as she notices the sand is now damp from them beneath her.
Yeah, I think if Fallon is up there and I think if he heard it, he might not say anything at this current point in time, since clearly something has upset Holo. Um, but he might just put a hand on the shoulder and pat pat, take a step back, just like a silent "I'm here."
Did anybody else see the wolf or notice this, dust cloud or feel any of these, emotions in the air?
You'd see the dust cloud as it's kind of winding down, but you don't feel any emotions in the air. You just see Hollow sad.
Okay. And as far as like the wolf, we just kind of, she said, "Hey, we should probably go this way," and then just took off in that direction, and we never saw the wolf or anything.
You never saw the wolf, no.
Okay.
Is the sand disappearing, or is it just kind of just staying stationary?
As you're like rummaging through it, it's just all kind of blowing away, wind spreading out into the grass of the forest.
Yeah, she'll maybe knowing that she can't, she is going to try to gather any that she can to keep it from blowing away.
So, would I be able to, if I see she's trying to grab the sand, can I? Let me see how to. So I have. I guess this is like flavor along with like actual rules. Um, because I have magnified gravity. I also have adjust density. So if the sand's flying away, I imagine if I could maybe, on in a particular area where the sand is, increase the density so that it doesn't fly away as easily, which makes it easier for her to collect.
Be an intelligence check.
Intelligence.
Yeah, in time enough. I'll say you're able to kind of keep the sand in place enough where it just kind of piles up a bit. Not much, but it's like about a handful of sand piled up in the grass.
Hola will get her belt pouch open and scoop in an amount. We'll just say like a handful, basically.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Now, did did you see the wolf?
If there was one there, I did not see it. But
And she nods sadly. I wish I didn't see it.
I won't pry into whatever it is that's going on or why that stand is important to you, but you
It's
have a friend if you need one.
well, thank you, Thal, but this emotion's not mine. It's what it. The, you must believe me. There was a sand-colored wolf here, and this is their emotions, not mine. But now I can't separate them anymore. I hope it.
Interesting. So you can go ahead.
I don't know what it means. I don't know.
So you can communicate with creatures, and to some degree, you have a type of emotional link, where you can sense strong things that they have felt.
No, no, not like this. I can talk, but to feel like it feels. No, I don't know what this is. But it is a visage I've seen before. She does stand
Perhaps
up.
this
Go ahead.
guardian of yours will provide you the information you seek.
She quickly turns to you. It better. And she'll storm back off to the water. All right, fill these sacks up. Let's get out of here.
Anyone doing anything else for the journey?
I'm gonna have to head on out here, unfortunately.
Oh, I understand.
Eh,
Um,
well, I would,
did you all want to stop here?
so yeah, I can keep. I don't want to like stop the whole journey. By all means, I can keep on going if somebody doesn't mind, like giving me the bullet points for next session.
I shall leave it to the decision of your fellow party members.
I'm okay leaving it here for next session so all of us can be a part of it. I'm pretty beat.
Yeah, I'm a little torn. I wouldn't mind keep going, but at the same time, because we only meet every other week, I don't want to, have Chris missed out on too much.
I'm fine with waiting.
Then we end on a
Well,
bit of a cliffhanger,
sorry
folks.
for sorry for bringing things to a close, guys.
Nah, you're good. I was an hour late, so
Yeah, man, shit happens. We get it.
Yeah, at least you were here.
Greatly
That's all I ask for.
appreciated.
but the
I'll
8th,
catch y'all
that's
next
the
time.
next session. I'll definitely I should 100% be off.
Sounds good.
I will say I do have I think I finally have the idea I want to do for my first campaign.
That's
And
good.
I'm inspired by this book series I'm listening to, and it's so good.
I'm happy to hear it, man. Sorry for the shorter sessions, fellas.
No, it's all
Well,
good.
that's good, bro.
I guess that's Owen's
Do you
stream
want to
too.
play